Hello, parents and students. My name is Rich Bordner. I'm in the English department here at Plano Senior High School, and I want to talk to you about an elective class that I teach. More on that in a minute. First, a little bit about me. I have been at Plano Senior here for 3 years. This is my 15th year teaching overall. I previously taught in California for several years before moving to Texas. And I earned bachelor's degrees in English and philosophy from The Ohio State University and a master's degree in philosophy from Biola University. And so, speaking of philosophy, I'm actually really fortunate and privileged to teach at this high school for a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons is because we actually offer a philosophy class here at Plano Senior. Kind of unique, right? You don't hear that sort of thing too often in public schools, but we have a philosophy class. It is called World of Ideas. It's a philosophy class. So obviously, if your student is interested in philosophy, if they're philosophically inclined, they're going to want to take this class. But even if they're not, even if your student has no interest in philosophy at all, they should still take this class because this class is for everybody. This class is a philosophy class for non-philosophy majors. It is specifically structured to meet everyday students, the philosophically inclined and the not philosophically inclined, where they're at and engage them in interesting and meaningful discussion. So what we do in this class, and this is why it's for everybody, is we think hard about things that matter. We think hard about things that matter. And of course, we're doing that in all classes, or you should do that in all classes, right? But this is kind of the DNA of this philosophy class. It's called, I don't know if I've said the title yet, but it's called World of Ideas. World of Ideas. So write that down and remember, it is a philosophy class for non-philosophy majors. Basically, what we do in the class is we have certain issues, certain topics that we cover, and we read and view content on those topics and issues, and then we talk about them. Lots of discussion. And so even if you're more introverted, don't let that intimidate you because it's not just whole class discussion, where it's like all the extroverts just raise their hand and they kind of get the lion's share of time. We have a lot of different kinds of and types of discussions. It's not just whole class. So there's something for everybody. There's some sort of avenue, there's some sort of discussion type where everybody should feel comfortable being open and honest about what they think. So for example, today we were in pairs, we were in groups of 2 talking. And every time we discuss, it's pretty much the whole class period, and it's multiple times a week. So there's a lot of talk, and I think that's one of the things that makes it really, really fun. As far as the content, a couple things. Number one, the content is varied. So we do read some articles. We do read a couple chapters out of a book, but there's lots of multimedia. So a lot of YouTube debates, for example, even a Twilight Zone episode thrown in there. Number 2, it's from multiple points of view. So they don't just get one point of view, they get multiple perspectives, and they kind of hear from both sides, and they kind of think through it and figure it out on their own. So I know that's one of the things that students appreciate about the course. As far as what these specific topics are, they are, your controversial issues. You really can't do a philosophy class without being controversial, okay? So the questions are timeless. They're issues that we've been thinking about ever since we've been human beings. And they are current. They still continue to vex us today, and they're always in the news and always coming up in conversation. So they are questions that students wonder about a lot naturally. The class is designed to be provocative, and it's that way for a few reasons. Number one, students like that sort of thing. They gravitate towards controversy. They don't want to feel like they have to walk on eggshells and they have to avoid certain things. They like going there. And so we try to hold 2 things in tension, both listening to multiple points of view and speaking their mind. So both being open-minded and advocating for your own view. We try to hold both in tension. And they like that. They like hearing from both sides. They kind of like talking it out. And the biggest reason why the class is structured this way is because our society needs people who can do this. Our society needs people who can address touchy topics in an honest and open-minded way with maturity and rationality with people of different perspectives and backgrounds. We live in a very polarized time. There's no doubt about it. And so this is needed now more than ever. It's a necessary part of being a good citizen. So we need to give students ample opportunity to practice those skills. And so they're going to get ample opportunity to practice those skills in this class. So if I could boil it all down to 2 words, it would be number 1, fun, and number 2, engaging. So students frequently, often in our discussions, come out of the discussion, they'll say something like this. They'll say, wow, I've never really thought of that before. That's fascinating. I've never heard it put that way. That's interesting. I'll have to think about it more. And so that's what you would want at the end of the day, right? We have a good mix of students from all across the thought and political spectrum, students of all different backgrounds, students of all different levels, AP, honors, and on level. So everybody can contribute. Everybody can get something out of it. Everybody benefits. So this is a class for absolutely everybody. I want to stress that. So think about taking the class. It's called World of Ideas. It's a class that I love teaching because that's my background. That's my wheelhouse. And I have a lot of fun, and I hope your students have a lot of fun as well. So if you have any questions, you can email me, rich.bordner@pisd.edu. Have a good day, and I will see you in a year or a couple of years, whatever the case may be.